Começa mais uma live do Ale Dubugras. Estamos aqui novamente, 6 horas da manhã. E hoje estamos num assunto muito legal para conversar. Já estava olhando aqui uma das coisas mais interessantes que saiu ontem. Já tinha soltado aqui na live. O chat já tinha até me avisado, né? Não vou pegar o mérito por isso. Mas, cara, a OpenAI já lançou um Agent Builder para competir com o N8N. A gente vai dar uma olhadinha nele hoje aqui. Além de trazer bastante conteúdo bacana que eu vim pesquisando aí nos últimos dias para trazer o que há de melhor do conhecimento de tecnologia, inteligência artificial e os caminhos do dinheiro para o teu filho ser herdeiro. Para quem não conhece aqui nosso trabalho, a gente está fazendo live aí às 6 horas da manhã diariamente, salvo raras exceções onde eu dou uma fraquejada ou eu tenho que viajar, como por exemplo nessa sexta-feira que eu vou estar num avião indo para os Estados Unidos, mas tentando manter a melhor consistência possível e, cara, fazendo um ao outro cada dia melhor, né? E agora? Tinha ligado o microfone errado, galera, foi mal. Liguei o microfone errado de novo. Cara, na moral, o que eu tenho de amador nessa parada aqui de fazer live é brincadeira. Mas eu tô evoluindo, pessoal. E aí, como vocês estão? Mais um dia de sucesso, coisa boa? Conta pra mim, chat. Como vocês estão? Vamos ver se nossa, sempre, né, cara? Sempre o capiroto do meu sistema abaixa o nível do meu microfone. Graças. Fazer um URL, né? É uma loucura fazer um URL. Tem que ter um pouco mais de setup, né? Fazer URL, eu acredito, tem que ter aquela mochila lá que vai com 6 chips, daí combina a internet dos chips para manter uma qualidade boa, senão fica uma desgraça. Eu aqui mesmo tô sofrendo em casa já pra fazer a live, imagina no meio da rua, véio. Lascou. Vamos olhar para esse sisteminha bacana aqui, galera? Vamos lá. Então esse aqui, vou botar, né? Ó, bora. Vamos ver aqui, Data Enrichment. Um pouquinho mais prático que o N8N, provavelmente, né? O N8N tem essa vantagem de que... Peraí. Meu irmão, galera, tinha que arrotar. Então... Será que a OpenAI vai matar o N8N, cara? Que é a plataforma que tem sido a queridinha aí da galera para montar automações, construir sistemas, e a OpenAI agora lançou uma versão completamente gratuita para eles. Eu acho que o N8N consegue sobreviver ainda utilizando, né, da vantagem de ele ser um negócio open source que você pode, ou seja, você pode rodar na sua própria máquina, você é o dono do próprio conteúdo e tal, mas não é o que a maioria da galera tá usando. A maioria do pessoal tá usando a versão web, pagando por isso. E agora, tendo a OpenAI oferecendo isso gratuitamente, será que ainda vai sobrar espaço? Um motivo que eu não usaria a plataforma da OpenAI seria basicamente porque eu tenho créditos gratuitos do Google, né? Então eu gosto de usar a LLM do Google. E eu acho que eles não vão colocar, pelo menos a princípio, essa possibilidade de usar outras LLMs. Ou será que vão? Vamos ver aqui, vamos testando para descobrir. Então a gente tem o final, o agente, o começo. Como é que é o começo? Eu posso definir o que eu quiser? Impose variables. Impose text. Vamos assistir um videozinho pra gente aprender a usar? Ali, paga a porra do YouTube Premium. Quase pagando, galera. Tô quase pagando.
Hey everyone, this is...
Deixa eu só botar um pouquinho mais aqui, né, pra vocês.
This is Christina from OpenAI. Welcome to Agent Builder 101. Agent Builder is a new visual tool for building AI workflows. You connect nodes and create agents without writing any code. So you can start from templates or build your own from scratch. And it also comes with built-in evals, so you can test and understand how your agents perform. When you're ready, you can export the workflow as code or drop it straight into your product. Basically, it's your all-in-one space to design, test, and launch AI agents visually and fast. So today, we're going to show you how to build your first agentic workflow. a helpful travel agent that will help you either build an itinerary or look up flight information. So we're starting here in the OpenAI platform. Every workflow starts with a start node where you can set input variables or state variables. And today for the travel agent, the defaults are great. Next, I'll connect a classifier agent. I'm going to be building a specialized itinerary agent in addition to a specialized flight agent. And so I want to first determine which agent I should route to. So I'll call this classifier. So you are a helpful travel assistant for classifying whether a message is about an itinerary or a flight. And here I'll specify the output format as JSON, and I'll add a property called classification, which will have two options, either flight info or itinerary. Great. Next, I'll add in an if-else node to branch based off of the classification. So if put parsed.classification is flight info.
Quer dizer, um negócio curioso, que é tipo, você não... Muita gente acha que você chegar primeiro é a melhor coisa, né? Mas, pô, pensa o tanto de trabalho que a OpenAI economizou só copiando o que o N8N já tem desenvolvido nos últimos tempos, sabe? Eles não tiveram que tomar um monte de decisão, porque eles pegaram todas essas decisões, esses testes que o N8N veio fazendo, veio validando e tal, e simplesmente falaram assim, tipo, fazer nós aqui, mano, vamos copiar, fazer uma cópia suja. Acho que, bem, tem algumas coisas diferentes aqui, mas, pô, muita coisa é bem parecida, né? Gostei bastante que eles fizeram essa história aqui do MCP também, pra você conseguir adicionar o que você quisesse já, pra fazer as automações, tá ligado? Quem dominar aqui, mano, a arte das transformações, realmente, cara, isso aqui substitui muito, muito, muito código, tá? Muito código, você substitui com isso aqui.
So then we want to branch to the flight agent, and otherwise we want to branch into the itinerary agent. So from the flight agent, we'll create a new node. And we'll call this flight agent. You are a travel assistant. Always recommend a specific flight to go to. Use airport codes. And here I'll also give it access to web search so that I can have the most up-to-date information about flights. Great. For the itinerary agent, I'll build an itinerary agent with a new agent node. You are a travel assistant, so build a concise itinerary. Great. I think that's everything we need to get started with our travel agent. So here in Run Preview, I'll ask it, what should I do in a day in Tokyo? And I can see the message going through the workflow that we just created, going through the classifier agent, deciding which category it should go to, seeing that I asked about an itinerary, and then passing it on to the itinerary agent, where it's come up with a concise one-day itinerary for Tokyo. Looks like a great day. Now for the flight agent, I actually want a richer experience for showing flight information instead of just plain text. And so I can do that by going and building a widget in our widget studio. Here I've actually already designed a widget for showing flight information to go from one location to the next. With
Pô, isso aqui é legal, hein? Isso aqui é legal. Widget Studio? Onde que ela puxou isso aí? Onde que ela clicou?
And so I can do that by going and building a widget in our widget studio. Here I've actually already...
Pô, nem vi onde ela clicou, mano. Nem apareceu na tela. Cadê? Tava aqui mesmo? Widget. Ué? Que isso? Que isso? Olha só, dá pra gente pegar também um... Deixa eu achar esse negócio aqui. OpenAI Widget Studio. Porra, mano. Ela invocou do além esse
already
Widget Studio,
designed
foda-se.
a widget for showing flight information to go from one location to the next with all the details about the flight. So I can just click download to download this entire template and then bring that directly to the agent that we just created. Here I'll add it in as the widget output format. I'll upload this flight widget that we just pulled, preview it, everything looks great. And I actually want this to be a bit more customized. And so I will tell it to choose a background color creatively based on the destination. And I'll also ask it to include time zones, AM or PM. Great, let's test it out. SFO to Tokyo on October 7th. So here again, we see it moving through the classifier agent, determining whether I'm asking about a flight or an itinerary, deciding that I'm asking about a flight agent, or deciding that I'm asking about a flight, searching the web, finding a flight for me, and then showing it to me in this rich interactive way. In this case, it's decided that yellow is the color of Tokyo, and so showed that as the background color. Great, so I've now built an agent that I'm happy with, and I can publish it directly. Let's call it travel agent here. And I now have a fully deployed agent that is ready to go. I can either use the agent's SDK, and here you can see that this is quite a bit of code for me to manage myself. Or I can simply take this workflow ID and put it in my product directly using ChatKit. So that's all. Hope that was helpful, and please leave any feedback in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to OpenAI Devs for more product updates. Thank you.
Legal isso, hein? Cara, teve o Dev Day do OpenAI ontem, né? Vamos ver o que rolou, em geral. Da Quag, Ah, ele finalmente usou o MCP, né? Finalmente. O OpenAI finalmente adiciona o MCP, né? A capacidade de você utilizar aplicativos dentro do chat GPT. Vamos ver aqui, vou começar um chat novo, ver se já tá rolando isso aqui. Add sources. Que sources aqui, mano? Cadê? Acho que não deve estar liberado pro humilde aqui ainda, né, mano? Aqui, ó, pronto. Vamos sincronizar o Figmão aqui. E a gente vai ver o que é o esquema. Será que o GPT-5zinho vai fazer uma conexão bonita do nosso esquema aqui, velho? Será que ele vai programar com glória? Vamos ver agora, né? Ó, Figma. E vamos colar no Figma aqui. Será? 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 Vamos ver. Deixa eu ver, chat. Faz tempo que eu não olho pra vocês. O que vocês estão falando? Bom dia, Guigui. Que saudade, porra. Deixa eu dar o bom dia pros verdadeiros aqui, né, mano? Michael Moreira, Matheus Tasso, Alexandre Debien, Luiz Felipe Oliveira, Vidal aí, Vinícius Vidal, Vitor Ramos, Luan Muniz, Thiago Gobá, Teacher Dani, Guigui. Tudo bom, meu povo? Agora nós vamos ver a real aqui do bagulho. Enquanto o GPT tá trabalhando, vamos fazer a nossa meditaçãozinha diária, pessoal. Bora fazer? Ou vocês temem a meditação? Já estão assim, ai não, a meditação novamente. Bom, conseguiu achar lá. Vamos ver se ele vai fazer. Enquanto isso, 50 respiraçõezinhas, vamos? Ah, se bem que tá acabando já aqui, ó. React Code. Ó, deu um difícil pra ele, viu? Eu peguei uma tela bem grande pra ele codar. Vamos ver como é que vai ficar. Ó, design token e tudo. Hum, Vamos ver, pessoal, como é que ficou? Como é que ficou? Tá escrevendo ainda. Pô, teve um mano ontem que falou assim: Ô, vou colar, hein? Amanhã cedo na live pra nós trocar ideia. Nada, nada, nada. Então, mano, como faz pra meditar? A galera tá perguntando aqui, né? Então, seguinte, ó, pra você meditar, o mais simples é esse aqui, ó. Tu vai fazer 50 respirações, entendeu? Você vai contar as respirações. E aí, no meio do caminho, você vai se distrair, provavelmente, pensar alguma coisa. Aí você gentilmente fala assim: ah, é, eu tenho que contar as minhas respirações. E aí você volta a contar, irmão. É só isso. Tem nada demais, nada de difícil. Qualquer pessoa consegue fazer. É só um pouquinho chato, né, às vezes. Então, por isso que a gente faz aqui na live logo cedo. Coisa boa. Tem uns roteirinhos pra gravar, galera. Vou gravar eles aqui, beleza? Bora! Esse robô te permite passar no drive-thru às 3 da manhã. Uma indústria cheia de restaurantes que faturam $1 trilhão está em crise. Os estabelecimentos estão com dificuldade para contratar funcionários para tarefas perigosas na cozinha, como fritar alimentos, por exemplo. Para reverter isso, a Miso, empresa por trás da Flip, criou um robô de fritura movido por IA. Esse robô cozinheiro viralizou pela primeira vez em 2018, mostrando um gostinho do futuro. Avançando até hoje, a Flip já fritou quase de 4 milhões de cestas de comida para redes como White Castle e Jack in the Box, lá nos Estados Unidos. E uma recente colaboração com a Nvidia colocaram o Flip em uma trajetória de crescimento mais acelerada, já que a versão é a metade do tamanho, 2 vezes mais rápida e muito mais confiável, mostrando o quanto que a IA e a robótica estão avançando cada vez mais. E o mais foda é que por um curto período você pode investir na Miso Robotics junto com outras milhares de pessoas e possuir uma parte no futuro do fast food. Quer conhecer os caminhos do dinheiro para o teu filho ser herdeiro? Segue a Ale Dubugras. Como que é? Deixa eu ver. Como que a IKEA, a Leroy Merlin americana, tá? Como que a IKEA, que é a Leroy Merlin americana que veio lá da Suécia, tá enganando você para você gastar mais? Veja. Cara, por que eles botaram Leroy Merlin, tá ligado? Isso aqui não é verdade, não é a Leroy Merlin, isso aqui é coisa da IKEA. Ô time, que loucura é essa? Só botaram um aqui também? 7 do 10, é isso. É isso. A IKEA engana os consumidores para eles gastarem mais. A maior loja de móveis. A maior loja de móveis do estado. Pera aí, galera. A IKEA tá te enganando para você gastar mais. E veja como é que eles estão fazendo isso. É uma empresa que fatura mais de 200 bilhões de reais por ano e eles usam várias estratégias que talvez você pode aplicar no teu negócio. O primeiro truque é a localização. As lojas ficam longe do centro, tá? Eu tenho que explicar aqui o que é essa parada, né? Deixa eu explicar. Vamos lá. É para você gastar mais. Para você gastar bilhões. Está enganando as pessoas. O Leroy Merlin não é nem loja de móvel, né? Loja de móvel mais famosa aqui. Toque Stock, né? Pronto, é Toque Stock. A IKEA tá te enganando e pessoas no mundo todo para ganhar bilhões. E veja como é que eles estão fazendo isso. Se você não conhece, é tipo a Toque Stock gringa, que nasceu na Suécia, mas dominou os Estados Unidos. O primeiro truque deles é a localização. A loja fica longe do centro, você gasta tempo e gasolina para chegar lá. Então, quando você vai, você não quer sair de mãos vazias nem tão cedo e sempre acaba comprando alguma coisa. A segunda parte é o labirinto. A loja te faz andar por todos os corredores, se perder no caminho e descobrir um monte de coisa que você nem sabia que queria. É tipo um cassino sem janela, só que sem relógio também. Terceiro, o golpe do caixa. Na saída, eles te cercam de promoções de produtos baratos e colocam um cheiro de comida gostosinha para você ficar com vontade de comprar, fazendo você pensar que fez um ótimo negócio. No fim, a IKEA não... Nossa, cara, eles cagaram o roteiro completamente, velho. Que raiva, mano. Pô, a orientação... Fazer igualzinho da referência. Pô, vou cancelar isso aqui, galera. Foi mal. Mas eu vou fazer o roteiro deles, vai, também, pra eles não acharem ruim. Vamos lá. Nem sei se isso aqui é verdade, cara. Nem sei se isso aqui é verdade. É, meu povo. Vamos fazer um alongamento, galera? Fazer um alongamentinho matinal para não ficar velho travado. Vou dar uma pausa rápida aqui para eu ir ao banheiro e fazer um alongamento. E recomendo que vocês façam o mesmo. E aí, chat? Foi mal, tava mutado aqui, velho. Olha que noob do caralho. Ainda bem que vocês não ouviram, eu tava falando mega mal aqui dos meus editores, velho. Tá louco. Crítica imensa. Vou começar com eles aí. Dá uma chance aí pro resto do mês. Pô, tem que dar resultado aí até o final do mês, cara. Galera, não tá indo tão bem. Não o pessoal do Alckmin não sei, mas o pessoal do tá me ajudando aqui no Gigacast. Tá realmente complicado. Ô, valeu aí, João Marcos. Esse não vai falir. Esse não vai falir. 1,90 da alegria. Então, ó, tô fazendo um roteiro aqui pro meu irmão, mano. Assim, ó, roteiro, entrevista. Qual que vão ser as perguntas que eu vou fazer, né? Então eu vou perguntar aqui, ó, why do most businesses fail? E tem essa referência bacana aqui, que é o...
Why do most businesses fail?
Watch this genius explain why 90% of businesses fail.
Number one, sales. No business has ever succeeded without sales. End of story. Number two, preparation. When you go to start a business, have you done all the homework to know about your industry, your competition, your products, the profitability, your customer base? You need to know these things. Three, effort. It is not easy starting and running a business. It's hard. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Why do most businesses fail?
Watch this
This is one of the legendary aspects of Amazon, of the way you approach meetings, the 6-page memo.
Meetings at Amazon and Blue.
Que bom pra você, Capivara. Tá rico aí, tá estourado, velho. Que coisa boa. Feliz por você, meu amigo. Eu fiquei um pouco obcecado ontem com essa galera que ganha dinheiro fazendo YouTube Shorts, tá ligado? Nosso canal que você nunca nem ouviu falar. Pegar coisa boa aqui. O que tá aparecendo agora que eu tô treinando o algoritmo?
It's always, we spend most of our lives learning firsthand the warnings that previous generations gave us over and over again. George Mack, one of my favorite friends and favorite writers, he's got this essay, Adults Don't Exist. Steve Jobs delayed 9 months of medical treatment of pancreatic cancer to try a carrot juice diet and acupuncture. Mozart overspent his income, lived miserably in mountains of debt, and regularly wrote letters to friends begging for money. Friedrich Nietzsche lost his virginity in a brothel and caught syphilis. He only saw his work sell 300 copies in his lifetime. Martin Luther King had extramarital affairs with over 40 different women, including spending his last night alive with 2 women and physically attacking another. Isaac Newton spent 30 years of his life writing 1 million words on the pseudoscience of alchemy, hidden for years by his heirs because they were too embarrassed to publish it. Don't put any adult on a pedestal, kill your gurus, or, a more useful belief, the adults aren't going to save you, they don't even exist. George Mack, one of my favorite.
O papo é esse do Newton gostar de alquimia, mano. Isso aqui, Newton na alquimia. Vai que é a verdade secreta da vida, né? Ó, aqui, ó, pedra filosofal do Newton. É a poderosa. A poderosa. Não sabia disso aqui não, que loucura.
What's the difference between me stepping on a cockroach and me stepping on you? You're both sentient beings. You both are alive. So if I can step on a cockroach, why can't I step on you? Oh, now you're going to give me this mythology that, oh, but we're human beings and we have more value than a cockroach does. Oh, really? I don't think the cockroach feels that way, right? To which you say what? Down deep, you know better than that. Down deep, you and I don't care what your worldview is, you know that there is something to human value. Down deep within your heart, within the depth of your being, you know that when you hold a little baby in your hands, you're not holding a cockroach. No. And this is not based on human arrogance. Oh, I'm just superior to a cockroach. No, this has to do with some innate intrinsic value of a human life. But if there is no God, this deep, profound experience that you're having as you hold a little baby in your hands is just raw emotionalism. It's meaningless.
Rapaz, não sei não, esse negócio da barata do humano e tal, cara. Eu acho que é normal a gente achar que a gente é mais valioso que os outros, né? Tanto que a gente aí tá comendo carne, os bichos e tal, tudo mais, que a gente tem que ter a nossa sobrevivência, de certa forma. Mas assim, quando eu mato um mosquitinho, por exemplo, eu falo assim, ó, mosquito, você não precisava ter morrido, mas você entrou no meu caminho, cara. Você, pô, resolveu entrar no meu ambiente aqui, invadir a minha casa, tá ligado? Tipo, pô, se um bandido invade a minha casa, eu mato, irmão, pô, mato não, né? Não sei, nunca invadiu, também não tenho arma, nunca matei ninguém, mas, pô, defesa pessoal, né, cara? Honestamente. Esse aqui eu não sei se tá com tanta coisa, não, tá com engagement meio baixo também. Não vou copiar ele, não. A página aqui tá meio fraco ainda do King Stoic. Ó, 14 milhões. Aí eu tô
Watch as this professor explains life's most important lesson.
mano, dessas páginas de motivação pega muito view, moleque. Tá doido, ó, vídeo médio aqui. Ó, vídeo médio aqui pegando. Porra, esse cara é foda, tá? Esse cara é foda. Nossa, 75 milhões, mano, tá maluco.
Is this photo familiar to you?
This son is about to surprise his father after searching him for 24 years, and what happens next is truly heartwarming.
That kid right here, it's me. I finally found You're my dad. I finally found you. I've been looking years and years trying to reach out to you, trying to look for you, and looking for you for years.
What's your name?
Alex? Do you remember Lucia? That's my mom. I don't know.
When I hear Lucia's name, I light up. No, no way. Are you really my son? Wait. Are you really my son? Can I give you a hug? Can I give you a hug? Come here.
This is the best Christmas present I ever got.
Pô, maluco, felizão de encontrar o pai que foi comprar cigarro, mano. Caralho. Na moral, se fosse eu não estaria tão feliz, não. Pô, o cara ficou. Não sei, né? Eu tive pai presente, graças a Deus. Mas, porra. Maluco muito parceiro, né? O paizão abandonou, tá ligado? Tirou essa foto, meteu o pé, tá ligado? Esqueceu da existência dele, nem reconheceu o próprio filho. E o cara foi felizão. Tá maluco, irmão? Tá maluco? Meu pai mete essa pra mim, eu ia ficar putaço. Esse aqui eu não vou nem salvar, mano. Que esse aqui eu acho que porrou muito por causa dos detalhes aqui. Também parece meio armado.
What are you looking for?
My engagement ring. I took it off to pump my gas and I thought that I put it in my purse, but it must have fallen out. And I'm late for my flight and
I'll find your ring and I'll FedEx it to you.
I'll give you a reward.
Don't be silly.
$3,000. It's worth more than my car.
Just give me your number. I'll find it. I was engaged once, but I'm single now. Bye. Hope you make your flight.
This man thought he was doing this woman a favor by finding her ring, but little did he know he was about to get played in a way he never expected.
Hey, you found my ring. So I've been looking all over for it.
Your ring?
Well, it's my friend. I'm gonna send it to her.
Do I get a reward?
80, 400. That's it. You made someone very happy.
You too. Nice. How many left? Enough for us to get to California.
Nossa, mano.
What are you looking for?
Gênio. Tá louco. Que golpe aqui que ela deu na galera. Tá maluco? Vocês esperavam por essa, galera? Caraca, mané. Caraca. Chegou e logo meteu essa braba. Achou que tava, né? Falou assim, que legal, eu vou fazer a boa aqui, vou roubar ela do marido dela. Não sei, ele tinha meio carinha de psicopata, não tinha não? Eu achei que ele era psicopata. Fiquei com essa impressão dele. Mas deve ser o ator, assim, fazendo essa cara de maluco mesmo.
Hi everyone, I'm looking for someone who is a big Liverpool fan and he loves to play the guitar.
I want this. I'll give you $8 for it.
No way, the tag says 12.
I only have 8.
I'll let you have it for 10.
$9, and I'll give you some free business advice.
Deal.
This man thought he had made a good deal with this woman, but little did he know the jacket was worth far more than what he sold it for.
So, what's the advice?
This is an original 1970s East-West calfskin motorcycle jacket in perfect condition. Know what your shit's worth? Because you just got played. Bam, son! Check it out. I bought this jacket for $9. Look how much it's going for. Sophia, you sneaky bitch. Now I can pay my rent. Oh, not only that, but I can, live doing this forever. I want this.
Rapaz, é só coisa de filme.
If this guy loses, he has to walk probably to Jakarta.
Ready, set, go!
You gotta do it! It would take 1 month. No problem. All right. Okay. GG. Chat, he lost. He gotta walk probably to Jakarta.
After losing a race against iShow's speed, this guy started his journey to face his challenge. And after 45 days and walking 731 miles, this happened.
Oh my God. No way he actually did it. Did he actually make it to Jakarta?
Caraca,
If
mano.
this guy loses.
O maluco andou de Bahia até Jakarta, mano. Porra, esse cara é firmeza, hein? Esse cara é firmeza.
Excuse me? Doing an inspection right now?
Será que ele só pegou um voo e tirou uma foto? Não sei, não dá pra confiar muito nas coisas da internet, não.
And you're fired.
I'm fired?
You're fired.
Okay.
So let's get the vest.
This CEO is about to fire this female employee for no reason, but watch how she stays positive anyway.
You're done.
What is it?
We've been watching over these cameras, and what you've been doing is not up to par with company policy. We got somebody out there. They're gonna come take your spot in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I did?
Don't worry about what you did. You're fired.
Okay, just I want to know. I want to improve myself.
Well, you're fired, so you can't improve. Let me.
Another job.
You're on your phone sometimes, and you took an extra long break the other day. I need the vest. Okay.
Do you need my vest?
I need everything. All right. Thanks again.
My bad. I always try to work hard.
You can succeed elsewhere.
Yes, of course.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Excuse me? Doing
Mano, esse pau, o cara nem trabalhava lá, tá ligado? O cara só vestiu um terno e chegou e começou a demitir a mina, velho. Que cuzão, mano. Caralho, velho. Falta de coração esse maluco, cara.
When Dean Jones saved his son from that burning race car,
Não vai
he
dar aqui
also
não,
broke
velho. Eu
a
vou ter que
rule
achar
against
que é
running
entrevista,
onto the
senão eu não
track.
consegui pegar nada de referência aqui, velho. Porque as aberturas aqui estão tudo funcionando, mas eu acho que é muito porque os caras são coisa famosa e tal, sabe?
Can you say why America is...
Mano, o maluco fala assim, aqui que vocês estão falando que vocês são o melhor do mundo, pô. O papo é esse, de onde vocês tiraram isso? Mas assim, faltou uma categoria que ele não mencionou, né? Que é o mais rico, tá ligado? É o mais rico, né? Deixa eu ver. Ranking PIB. É o mais rico. Agora, em PIB per capita, onde que tá os Estados Unidos no PIB per capita? Per capita. É o terceiro, né? Depois da Suíça e da Singapura, vem os Estados Unidos, pelo jeito. Não, tá louco, tá erradaço aquela lista lá. Mas foda-se.
that's fine. So then.
Pô, deixa eu pegar aqui essa página pra meter nos repostable, mas esse cara aqui manda bem de pegar view, tá? Deixa eu salvar aqui na minha listinha, né? De plágio. Cadê? Olha o Ney aqui, velho.
She's only 7. Watch this. Hi, Ariana. How are you? Good to see you again. So Neymar is your favorite soccer player?
Sometimes I cry.
Sometimes you cry when you see Neymar? Oh, you're just a big fan of his. Oh, okay. That's what it is. Have you ever met Neymar? I know Neymar. So I told him, and guess what? Look right there. Look at that TV screen right there.
Oi, Ariana. Pra te mandar grande beijo, agradecer o carinho que você tem comigo e dizer uma coisa pra você. Espero que você acredite no que
Caralho,
você quer.
menino Ney. Mexeu o coração da Ariana, né, velho? Menino Ney. Muito bom.
3, 2, 1, go.
Here we have the biggest ski jump in the world.
This is Ryoyu's chance to break the current ski jump record of 253.5 meters. Let's see if he can do it.
Estimated distance 170.
What is your name?
My name's Daniel.
What do you do?
I think there's only room for one more in the car, though.
Oh, okay.
But if you want, you could take the bus and meet us there.
Dude, you're cool taking the bus, right? Alright, later, dude.
This kid was left out by his group of friends, but he's about to get revenge.
Hey, yo, Wayne! Yo, bro, what you doing here? Just hanging out. With who, bro? Friends. Alright, where you guys headed? No! What are you waiting for? To a party. Oh, yo, can we come? There's no room in the car.
I think there's only room for...
This millionaire boss is about to buy his best employee his dream car after working with him for 5 years. And what happens next is truly heartwarming.
Isn't this the one you had on your phone screensaver? In white? Shut up! Show me your phone.
It's the Cayman too.
Dude, you have this on your vision board. You know, Sam, 5 years you've been with me?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about this guy? He puts everybody else first. Every time I've said, hey Sam, I want you to make more money, you know what he says? Let's give it to the team. Every time I said, hey man, I need you to be rich, he goes, I'm here to learn, not earn.
That's your richness right there.
I remember the first time he told me how much money he saved up, it blew my mind. And then he bought a house, because that's the kind of guy he is. He would never do this for himself. But I did. Love you, brother. It's all insured and ready for you to drive away.
This millionaire boss is about to buy his best employee his dream car after working with him for 5 years. And what happens next is truly heartwarming.
Isn't this the one you had on your phone screensaver? In white? Shut up! Show me your phone.
Que loucura, velho. Esse vídeo pega muito view aí, mano.
Dude, you have this on your...
Muita loucura. Deixa eu ver aqui.
10 years ago, I sitting in my bedroom when I was supposed to be studying for a history test and record videos to try to predict what my life would. Will he become the great?
This might be the lone this man was pulled over. This might be the most creative marketing ever, because this brand sold chocolate bars with one piece missing to their customers, but with a little twist. Back in 2013, this Swiss chocolate brand manufactured 10 million chocolate bars with one piece missing. But as soon as people bought them and noticed the missing piece, they were confused and even wanted to sue the brand until...
Esse aqui é bom pra copiar. Vou mandar lá.
This might be the most heartwarming moment in baseball history, because this player hit a foul ball into the stands. So this guy disrespected his opponent, but little did he know he had just made the biggest mistake of his life, because this Mongolian fighter stayed calm, picked up his hat, and walked away, while his opponent continued to scream at him. But that didn't bother him, because he knew that when fight night came, it was time for the real fight to begin. And although it didn't look good for the Mongolian fighter at first, after taking multiple brutal punches and takedowns, he was still able to recover like nothing had happened and managed to stay on his feet.
The Mongolian trying to recover.
couldn't protect himself. Straight back up to his feet.
And after everyone started to lose hope, with no time left, he knew he needed something to change right now to win the fight. And with seconds left on the clock, he did this.
For me, it's a no.
This man tried to buy his father's squad car at an auction after...
It's Neymar. It's not Barcelona's night as we go into added time.
They didn't score a single goal and lost the game 4-0. And everyone thought it was impossible to make... This billionaire dad is about to teach his 13-year-old daughter how to close a deal on the phone. Every
Billionaire, mano. Não sei se o... Se o Don... Qual é o nome dele? Grant Cardone, né? Grant Cardone Net Worth. É aquele bilionaire? Não acho que ele é não, mano. Aqui, ó, 400 milhões. Ele não é bilionário, não. Eu imaginei mesmo. Ó, tem alguns que falam 600. Ó. Pô. É uma billionaire. Olha, ele falou que ele é um billionaire. Então tá bom, se ele falou. Se ele falou, tá falado, né, galera? Se ele falou, tá falado. Mas, pô, não tô conseguindo pegar nada nessa página aqui, gente.
This guy went out of bounds. This might be the most insane man in pro sporting history, because this girl is about to expose the whole schooling system in under 1 minute and completely change your perspective on it. Because even after earning 2 degrees and a certificate, she still can't find a good job.
Can anyone explain to me how I have 2 degrees? I have 2 degrees. Oh, and a certificate. A little extra, right? May not be a master's, but it's something extra, along with the 2 degrees, you know? I'm trying to apply for jobs right now, and the thing is, the only person I have responding to me is a man from a tech company saying, hey, you want to answer some customer service problems? You want to answer some customer service calls? No, Bart, I don't want to answer your calls. No offense, but I'm a little more qualified.
Porra. Pô, todo mundo quer contratar, irmão. Ninguém tem nada contra você especificamente, tá ligado?
This might be the smartest marketing move of all time, because this brand placed a free tea vending machine in public, but with a little twist.
Place your phone on the charging pad to begin.
Yo, why is it locked?
Took my
Pô, isso aqui é legal também pra gente copiar.
This homeless man asked the famous singer, this might be the smartest marketing move of all time. Get in, it's locked for the next 10 minutes, with no chance to get it back during that time.
All right, I'm giving in.
I guess I'm doing a 10-minute break against my will. Can I please have my phone back? I paid a lot of money for it.
At first, many people sat down and drank their tea in peace. They calmed down, realizing that this was all part of the strategy, because the brand's goal with this is to help people distance themselves from their phones and give them a short break to truly enjoy themselves and their tea.
I was ready to sue someone, but that was actually really nice.
This might be this homeless man asked the famous singer Justin Bieber for
a home run ball flying into the stand.
I lost my father in 2017, but I had lied to him 2 days before he passed away.
Just 2 days before his father passed away, Charles...
Excuse me, is this the new Rolls Royce?
That's a $350,000 car. I don't know if you can afford it.
Well, is there any way I can see the inside?
This man is interested in buying the most expensive car. However, the salesman thinks he can't afford it. But watch how this smart sales lady sees the hidden potential in him.
Man, I really don't want to be rude today. I just don't want to waste my time,
yes,
okay?
You can see the inside, sir. Let me grab the keys for you.
But there's no way that this guy is getting approved for a loan. I mean, look at the way he's dressed.
Loan? Who said anything about a loan? I'm paying cash.
And after the man showed him a full bag of cash he had with him, the salesman is now about to get a...
Nossa, isso aqui é muito cosplay de pobre, né, mano? Desculpa, é tipo assim, mano, os sonhos de todo mundo. É tipo, cara, você é maltratada, é aquele do Pretty Woman, tá ligado? Você é maltratado, tal, pelo vendedor. Fala assim, você é pobre, você não tem a menor chance de comprar isso. Fala assim, Quem disse? Plau, sou rico na real, chupa, você não deveria julgar um livro pela capa. Muito bom, né, mano?
Many people say David Goff.
Essas coisas que viralizam são muito lixo, né, cara?
Here you go. Happy...
This man is about to get the biggest surprise of his life, because he's about to see his younger brother for the first time in a year since he joined the...
In terms of how much I've saved, we have
On a race.
Do you think that you could beat?
I'm the man that walked out of fire.
No one thought it would ever be possible to run a marathon in under
Reweigh the plates. So you're not answering questions.
This kid got smashed into the ground and lost his fight, but
Vamos ver aqui do Hormones, o que dá pra gente
If
pegar.
you increase the quality of your prospects, you will increase the quality of your product.
Filler.
If I told you to build the tallest tower you possibly could in 10 seconds, here's how you might do. When I was single, I actually ended up eating at Chipotle over 500 times, and I found out only from my accountant when he looked at my financials. And he was 500 times at Chipotle, and I was like, well, it's lunch and dinner 10 times a week. A while back, I rolled up to a gas station in a supercar and started pumping gas. And a kid comes up to me and he's like, hey, do you want a free sample of perfume? I was like, yeah, sure. He squirts my wrist. He asked me if I want to buy the bottle. I said, no. You know what? I'll give you 20 bucks just for trying. I encourage entrepreneurship. He says, cool, do you have 20 bucks in cash? And I said, no. I have a card though. And he was like, okay, well, let me go get the card processor. So I'm standing there, my gas is pumping, and I see him just stand there as another guy is pitching some group. Doesn't say anything for minutes. My thing clicks. And I was like, all right, take it, put it back, step in the car. He sees me and is like, whoa, 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 bro. I start driving away. He's like, hey man, I'm about to get the thing. And so I said, listen man, I'm driving this car because I sold the way you're selling. I get it. So let me give you a couple pieces of advice if you want to take them. One, as soon as the customer says they'll give you money, shut up. The second thing, as soon as someone offers you money, always have a way to process the money. Third, if you have a closed deal and someone else walks in, you tell the person who is about to walk in to wait, you have the deal on the table. You made all three mistakes. This will teach you far more than my 20 bucks would ever give you. A while back, I rolled up to a gas station.
Pô, esse aqui é bom a historinha, né, mano? Dá pra usar de referência, mas não dá muito pra...
Hello.
Can I get you a plate?
Yes. People think it's crazy that I've eaten 200 grams of protein for almost 20 straight years, every single day. And I do...
Pô, mano, chipou mesmo, hein? Porra.
If my can of Coke costs me $1 and I sell it for $3, my gross profit's $2. Now, there's employees, there's rent, there's electricity, whatever, but you just say like the gross profit's $2. That's what the price of what it got sold for. This is the price of the thing.
Isso que dá pra fazer aqui, hein? Básico.
If I open a sandwich shop, how can I make the sandwiches too good? Like if someone takes a bite, they're like, I got a lawyer letter from a gym owner trying to sue me for using his copy. But here's the funny thing. The copy that he said that I was using, he had stolen from me. So many people had used my ad copy that he didn't even know that he was stealing my copy. He said his...
You guys got married. Not because you guys were in love.
Oh.
It was like a business transaction.
We went on our first date and we ended up talking about business for 4 hours. And I didn't like have any romantic anything, but I was like, she's cool. And so I felt myself kind of just like wanting to see her again. I mean, I remember the next day I was like, hey, I'm working all day. Want to come work with me? And she said, sure. And so then she just like hung out with me and then we just both worked together. And that was kind of like the vibe of how things started. Is like whatever I was doing, I'd just rather do it with her. And so it was I'm trying to get my wife to go where I want to go to dinner. Because I want to go to Cheesecake Factory, the finest establishment in the land. If I say, hey, babe, you want to go to Cheesecake Factory? She might be like, well, no, I don't want to go to Cheesecake Factory. Or like, I'm not really sure. Now, if I switched that and I said, babe, would you be against going to Cheesecake Factory? She'd be like, well, I'm not against going to Cheesecake Factory. And I'm like, great, let's go. That's the beauty of a no-based question. See how different it's phrased? And if I say, hey, you excited to move forward today? That's a yes, right? It's harder to get someone to say, yes, I'm excited to move forward today. Would you be opposed to moving forward at the end of the conversation? No, I'm not opposed to moving forward. Great. And we get the sale. The psychology behind $6 for 100 grams of protein that tastes delicious. My actual productivity routine. Sleep until I wake up.
How many things did you go through before you tried this?
Oh, plenty. Normal gym duffel, short duffel, rolly bag, convertible backpack.
And you said?
So I'm at this dinner with a bunch of college seniors, and they're all talking about how they want to get into entrepreneurship, that they're entrepreneurs, they're starting their business. And I was like, hey, gotta see if I can get in there with a tank top and water sandals.
Thank you for calling Hotels. Amy speaking. How can we help you?
Amy, how are you today?
I'm
Amy?
doing okay. How are you?
I'm good. Quick question
Yes,
for
I'm
you.
here.
I have a reservation at 7:30, and I am curious, what's the dress code? Can I come in with shorts and a tank top?
Actually, you know what? It says on here, we don't turn anyone away unless you're wearing the following: board shorts, swimsuits, and tank tops. So that may not be suitable. Tank tops for a
Well, if
gentleman.
you've never turned anyone away before, then I might just have to risk it because I can't go back to my hotel in time.
Oh, no. I can send a message over to them and just let them aware.
Yeah. I mean, if you say, like, if there's an unbelievably kind gentleman coming in with a tank top on, he's actually not wearing a tank top. He's wearing whatever is required to enter.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get that sent over, though, and let them know. He should be okay.
Thank you so much, Amy. You're a lifesaver.
Não tô de cara que isso aqui viralizou, velho. Tá louco.
I buy about 50 books a year. I skim most of them, and a lot of people think to make $1 million, you got to sell 10,000 people. So $90 grams of protein cereal?
You start training for like 10 plus years, shit just starts hurting because of who you are. This has been the best fix I found, and I've paid every specialist on the fucking planet. So, you wrap up, you don't want to flex your bicep at all. And what we're gonna do is, we're gonna hang and then breathe. And you'll breathe through your nose. It stretches the living fuck out of your ribcage. Because like what happens is,
a cheat code that I know at 34 that I wish I knew at 24. Anything worth doing takes exceptionally longer than you expect it to. And here's how a restaurant used mints to make more money. If you've ever seen mints by the door at a restaurant, here's what that restaurant's doing wrong and what you can use that same psychology in your business to help all of your employees make more money. So when they took the mints from the door and actually gave them to the waitresses to give out when they gave the bill, they all got increases in tips. But the way they gave them out actually changed how much they got as the increase. So when they handed the bill with a mint, they got a 3% boost in tips. When they handed the bill with 2 mints, they got a 14% boost. And the third version of how they tried it was the best one. They handed the bill with 1 mint on it. They started to walk away, and then they turned around and came back and put another mint on the platter. And people gave a 23% boost in tips. And the reason this worked...
Pô, isso aqui é gênio, hein? Isso aqui é gênio. Copiar. Foda que esse aqui eu consigo copiar essas coisas aqui, mas meu irmão não consegue, porque ele não quer fazer com TP, tá ligado?
So I'm a freshman in high school, and I'm walking through the hallway, and this teacher is like an admin of some kind, walks out of his office, and he's like, son, you work out? Do you listen to music when you train?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
Alternative rock, Eminem, Kanye West, 90s hip hop.
The only time I listen to music is when I train.
Yeah.
And so I like so bad that a friend of mine from high school gave me this CD. It was rap CD 1 through 6. And then like I went through all of college, and then we were hanging out like a couple years later. He's like, so what do you listen to now when you train? I was like, the mix that you made me. And he was like, the what? And I was like, yeah, the one that you made me. He was like, in high school? And I was like, yeah, rap CD 1 through 6. He's like, dear God. He's like, dude, there's been things that have had. He's like, Eminem's had 2 CDs since then. He's like, I'll make you a new mix. And so
Spotify's out by then, you just still have an iPod.
If you've ever heard, I left my wallet at home, here's the easiest way to avoid that happening in the I built wealth without reading a book a week, without making my bed, without journaling, without a 2-hour morning routine, without giving up alcohol.
Isso aqui é bom, hein?
Kylie Jenner changed my life. I saw her on the cover of Forbes and I was like, she's younger than I am and she's a billionaire and I feel like I know more about business. I have a fundamental belief that if someone makes more money than me, they're better at business than me in some way and I need to learn from that. I will study everyone. Anyone who's making more money than me, I'll study. When I saw that, it was such a paradigm shift for me. I was like, how is this possible? It was taking between 13 and 17 million a year personally. I thought I was doing pretty well. Then I saw that and I just felt horrible about myself. It like ruined like a week of my life. And then after that, Conor McGregor, boom, he was at 600 with proper 12. And then The Rock came out, Termana, he's at 2 to 4 billion depending on who you're looking at. And it just happened again and again and again. And I was like, I'm missing something here. I believe that the only thing that you would need to grow a business was paid ads and outbound. For me to be a billionaire, I didn't understand brand. Yeah. And it was my big deficiency. And when I saw each of those, I was like, oh, I have to get into this. And I started making YouTube videos shortly thereafter. That was kind of the beginning of me starting to post stuff. Kylie Jenner changed my life. I saw her on the cover of Forbes and I was like, she's younger than I am and she's a billionaire. Here's how you can sell one thing for the price of 3. Instead of saying buy 3 things for $5 each, say buy 1 thing for $15 and get 2 for free. The free will drive far more people to purchase despite the overall economics being the same. Here's how you can sell one thing. Here's how a restaurant uses mints to make more money and how you can use the same psychology in your business to make more. So what they did is they took the bowl of mints, instead of leaving it by the door, they gave it to the waitresses to hand out. The first thing they did was just give people 1 mint. And when they gave people 1 mint, they got an average.
Esse aqui já viu que é uma cópia do outro, né? O cara já duplicou, deu certo, fez de novo.
Well, Chick-fil-A is a fucking amazing model because Chick-fil-A owns the dirt, the building, and they own the business. And so then they partner with what they call operators, like their franchisees. I have a 19-year-old neighbor, and he was trying to be a millionaire. Every month, he was trying to be a millionaire with a new thing. And I was like, if you could sign a contract with me, and I said, I could guarantee that you'll be a millionaire in 10 years, but you're not going to make anything between now and then when you sign it. He said, yeah, I'd sign it. And I was like, cool. This is your employment agreement. Now you're working for me, and you're going to start cold calling. I walked in on him while he was trying to close the deal once, and he hung up, and I was like, dude, it's like, I know you haven't closed any deals. He's like, what? And I was like, you suck at sales. And he was like, how do I get good at sales? And I was like, you sell.
I was eating 6,000 calories a day.
More food.
It was when Layla and I met. She used to make me a box of pancakes for breakfast. It was a cake. I'd do half a thing of syrup and I'd pass out again. And then I'd wake up, I'd work out, I'd have a 1,200 calorie shake. Then I'd have a burrito, double meat, double rice, sour.
Planet Fitness to make money has to have 10,000 members, like a brick. $84 grams of protein. Planet Fitness to make money has to have 10,000 members. Like a brick and mortar has to have 10,000 members to make money. And they still crank. They can do that in a market that only has 50,000 people in total, which is insane to think about. But they don't have like zero churn. They have like 5% monthly churn, which is, you're like, wait a second, how would you do that? They cycle through the entire town over and over and over again. And so what they figured out was rather than being like the dicks on the way out, they call it the friendly goodbye. They're like, oh, you want to cancel? No problem, Steve. No worries. Let us know when you want to come back. Like, we'll get you going. Like very friendly on the exit. And so then Steve, when he like gets the next gig or gets to the next job or he feels fat again or whatever it is, he signs back up because it was no big deal. Planet Fitness to make money has to have 10. $84 grams of protein. It wasn't until I think we did like 17 million in EBITDA, like profit take home. My dad called me and he's like, are you sitting down? And I remember like at this point, like we were like not talking too much. And he's like, I'm sorry. And it was the first time he'd ever apologized to me in my life. What's interesting to me though is that it didn't feel like anything because I had stopped caring about what he thought about me a long time ago. When I quit my job was the day that like I accepted dying to my father. Very much to me at that point was I'd really done everything that he had wanted me to do. I finished Vanderbilt in 3 years, president of fraternity, had won writing awards. I'd done everything. It wasn't enough and I knew that. The choice for me.
Mano, claro que eu vou modelar o Romosa. Vou copiar ele aqui, velho. Tá louco? Copiar quem dá certo.
Was that I either had to die to him or I had to die to myself. Wow. When he called me and he apologized, and this is where I like, I'm ashamed of myself. I could have just let it lie. Instead, I was like, when people get up on stage, like, hey, mom and dad, I just want to say thanks so much. If you have less than $100,000.
Irmão, se eu fizer um vídeo assim com meu irmão falando coisa da minha mãe vai chorar tanto que eu não vou fazer não.
In savings. Here's the very broke 6 things that you can do to immediately spend way less. 1.
Como é que é?
If you have less than $100,000. I was talking to these college kids. They were all like, yeah, I really want to start a business.
Então, o que eu tô entendendo aqui, galera, é o seguinte. Não vale a pena você dar respostas diretas, tá ligado? O que tem muito valor é você ou contar uma historinha ou você fazer um passo a passo, tá ligado? Ou você fala assim, mano, olha que bizarro, tá ligado? Tipo assim, pergunta pro cara assim, tipo, qual foi o primeiro cheque que você já ganhou uma grana bolada? Aí o maluco vai falar assim, tipo, mano, pô, foi uma vez que eu vendi minha empresa lá, eu ganhei 600 mil. Pô, isso é uma bosta, tá ligado? Isso é um negócio ruim. O meu irmão poderia ser um negócio, tipo assim, tipo, cara, eu comecei esse negócio quando eu tinha 16 anos e tal, então não tinha o melhor deal pra eu conseguir, né, tá investindo. Mas, pô, o maluco pegou um cara de 16 anos e deu R$1 milhão. Cara, insano, vamos fazer, tá ligado? Qualquer coisa é melhor do que, né, ter que ficar pedindo dinheiro pra minha mãe. E eu fui um negócio, cara, e surpreendentemente o negócio foi e estourou, o negócio explodiu, tá ligado? E aí, cara, entendeu? E aí foi e vendeu pro André Street.
And they 6 months later, I checked in because I like doing that. And all of them were like, yeah, I'm still getting the LLC, set up. And I was like, what is...
Esse aqui eu copiei já no meu LinkedIn.
If you want someone to treat you differently, you have to first address it as soon as possible.
Esse aqui é bom também. Esse maluco manda muito bem, velho.
When they do something against it, because you want to keep the latency between when they do something you don't like and when you tell them about it as short as you can so that you can actually train the behavior. Even something as simple as like someone says, hey, get over here. I mean, if I'm sitting on the couch and someone says, hey, get over here, I'm gonna say, don't ever talk to me like that. I'm not your dog. I'd be like, whoa, I mean, dude, no need to have a short fuse. It was like, I don't have that either. I just don't want you to talk to me that way. And then it's weird and silent and awkward. And then they need to make a decision. If you want someone to treat you differently, I had an accounting team in one of our companies who said, hey, can we have some software developers write some code to automate this task that we do? It takes us like 4 hours of manual input every week. And I was like, wow, that's tough. And so I went to software developers and I said, hey, what would it take to do this? They're like, oh, we can do it in 14 days. It's $5,000 a day, FYI. And so the accounting team was like, great, can you sign off on this? I was like, okay, hold up. 14 days times $5,000 is 70 grand. You work for 4 hours a week on this thing. You make $70,000 a year. So 10% of your paycheck gets allocated towards this task. So $7,000. So in order for me to get a return on this 14-day quick automation system, it would take me 10 years. And that's a pretty shitty return. And that assumes that nothing changes over the next 10 years in our business that would cause us to have to update this thing, break fix because we switch systems. And I think you can get where I'm going with this. I probably get 50 a day of people saying like, can I work for free for you? Number one, I had an accounting team in one of our companies who said, hey, can we have some software developers?
Fato, mano, na moral, se você, tipo assim, fica botando seus devs pra automatizar tudo, tá ligado? Só pra você automatizar, porque você mesmo quer fazer. Mano, tem um softwarezinho às vezes que já faz, tá ligado? Os caras têm manutenção, eles fazem tudo mais. Então, pô, não tem que fazer tudo você, né? Eu sou bem fã de open source, inclusive, tá? Se você tiver um open source que resolve, cara, e créditos no Google pra você ficar subindo as máquinas lá, eu sou bem fã, mas...
50 a day of people sales. I probably get 50 a day of people saying like, can I work for free for you? Number one is that if you're going to try and do this approach, you want to go to somebody who's 1 or 2 steps ahead of you. If you're like, hey, Elon, can I get your coffee for you? Like, Elon doesn't need you to get his coffee. There's this issue that I see. Sales tactic that has directly made over $35 million. One day, I sold a bunch of people into a new program that was starting.
Cara, é isso, mano. É só história minha, velho.
Calves were actually my weak sales tactic that has directly made over $35 million. One day, I sold a bunch of people into a new program. Calves were actually my weakest. The best salespeople in the world are hot women who can deal with rejection, which is a complete counterintuitive. Why would a hot woman ever deal with rejection? But like the absolute savages that break all the records. Like Layla has the one-time sales record for gym launch, and I'm pretty good at sales. She sold more than me. She'd be like, do you turn off the lights when you're with your husband? And I was like, I can't say this shit. You know what I mean? Like, she was ridiculous. She sold 240 in 30 days. Individual sales. 3 hacks that made my life suck less. The best sales 3 hacks that made my life suck less. Hack 1, I wear no... It's the closest thing to free money. Every year, $3 billion of gift cards are unused. That's 10 to 20% of all gift cards sold. And so if you're a business owner, you can sell gift cards during the holidays knowing that 20% of that is just money that you get to put in your pocket and I had dinner with a friend of mine who's a multi-billionaire, and he was just like, Alex, he's like, I just need... I had dinner with a friend of mine who's a multi-billionaire, and he was just like, Alex, he's like, I just need more money. But like, he was not joking. It was so deep. Like, he was like, I just need more money. I just don't have enough money. The problem is that most poor people, they know other poor people, and so they're not that poor relative to the people they know. Whereas like, no one's more motivated to make money than somebody who is born rich and doesn't have money, and then all their friends make more. Like, that guy will do anything to make money because the deprivation is so high. The physiological deprivation, we all understand: hunger, sleep, sex, whatever. These are the human needs. You're deprived of shelter, you really want to get shelter, right? They're really easy to understand, whereas money is an abstract concept. And so it's the perception of money that you have to create the deprivation around. So my Hummer's outside. It's a $200,000 car. It's layless, technically. We have compromises on things. I think it's a lot. Anyways, so these are the keys to my Hummer. $200,000. Who here can give me 10 grand for the Hummer? Do you think if I went on the street and went and was like, here are my keys, 10 grand, can you give me? And they know that I'm actually gonna give them the car. What do? They figure the fuck out. So it's always a fucking value objection. It's not about finances. Like, until someone shows me every bank account they have that has no money in it, and that they protein. This guy, so you got like 30, 35 grams of protein in this. 3 hacks to make life suck less. Hack 1, make it hard to do anything but work. So if you look at my office, I have no windows anywhere, and it's really plain. And so the only thing I really have to do is work. Hack number 2, there was a guy on my team. We were getting complaints that he was acting like a dick. He had talked to 3 of the
sales guys come up to me and they're like, dude, I got 25 grand, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. So I'm just like curious, what kind of investments should I be getting into? Crypto's looking pretty good right now. And it drives me nuts because I'm pretty sure I didn't have any money in my bank account at any time until I had $1 million in my bank account within a couple months. The reason for that was because my belief is that you should spend all of the money that you have to acquire skills until you can't spend money on acquiring skills anymore. And you can pretty much always spend money to acquire skills.
What is your current diet? Is it like you still try to hit your 200 grams of protein per day and then you just like backfill with whatever you want and dessert and like dinner or whatever that ends up being?
100%. That's all I do. Do 200 grams of protein and then I just backfill my calories with whatever I feel like.
What are your primary protein sources?
There's this revered master who everybody wants to study under, and it's
What is your current diet? Is it like you still try to hit your...
There's this revered master who everybody wants to study under, and it's almost impossible to get to him. And so he's interviewing candidates. And the aspiring samurai comes to him and says, how long will it take me to be a master? And he says, 10 years. And so then the young samurai, eager to kind of prove himself, he's like, well, what if I work twice as hard and I work day and night to become a master? How long will it take then? And so the master sits back and looks at him and says, 20 years. The young samurai is like, wait, what? How can I take twice as long if I'm working harder? The master replies, if you have one eye fixed on your destination, then you only have one eye left to find your way. There's this...
Pô, essa aqui é profunda, hein? Caralho, manhã. Caralho. Porra, você tem que focar no input, irmão. No input. Garantir que você tá na direção certa, mas, porra, focar no que você consegue fazer, cara. Porra, gênio, tá? Gênio. Nossa, eu tô aqui mostrando pra você isso aqui. A tela tá toda cagada, né? Deixa eu arrumar aqui. Tô ficando bom nisso
When I
aqui
was
agora.
single, I ate at Chipotle over 500 times in 1 year. I didn't know that. I found out from my account. If you have three price points, when I was single, if you have 3 price points, small, medium, large, where you move the middle will dictate how many of them you sell, even if you keep the small and the large at the same.
What do you think about like Planet Fitness marketing?
From a business model perspective, it's brilliant. They looked at it and they were like, okay, 92% of people.
Pô, deu minha hora já, hein, galera, pra eu meter o shape. Vou lá. Valeu, time. Pô, que trabalho é esse que você fica fazendo, hein, Ale? Tu fica só assistindo o videozinho aí e tal, mano, porque eu tenho que fazer uns vídeos desse com o meu irmão essa semana, tá ligado? Então eu tô modelando tudo que funciona pra, né, fazer exatamente isso. É, eu vou dar uma palestrinha nessa nova USP aí, cara. Cadê o invite, inclusive? Não tô nem sabendo. Cadê o cara da USP? Então, bora lá meter o shape. Valeu, galera. Espero